From parties with Nina Simone to the fight against child labor. Meet the Liberian Dundun drum queen of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, whose artful drum beats echo with purpose. Don't miss her powerful story on the next Music Un-Tuxed.
Gerri!
Michael!
Welcome to Music Un-Tuxed!
Oh, thank you for having me.
I love being with you. So
Thank you. I love being with you too.
This week's guest, Geri McCritty,
Thank you.
master Dundun player, hailing from Liberia,
Yes.
and a creative studio owner, artist of many sorts. Sculpture artist,
Yes.
visual artist,
Yes.
musician.
Multidisciplinary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we are today at PAVAA Gallery, and this is a gallery that Gerri co-owns in Lancaster, PA. So this
Right
kind of
here.
marks a little bit of a departure from our normal Music Un-Tuxed in which we're on Zoom.
Right.
I can touch you!
Yes. Yes.
Amazing, this is
Yes.
great. And Lancaster is so fortunate to have you.
Thank you.
I'm so fortunate
I'm fortunate
to
to
have you.
be here.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, honestly.
And we've worked together,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've collaborated musically, and also doing some spiritual work
Yeah.
with my wife Aminata.
Yes.
And so I'd love to hear about your journey that brought you here, first of all. What are you doing here in Lancaster, PA?
You know, been in the US of A, I first came here as a student on
Uh-huh.
a student exchange program. I couldn't go back. Country had war, so I got stuck here.
Yeah.
And I made here my life. And living in all the major cities, Washington, D.C., New York, Philadelphia, that city hustle bustle life, I just got tired of it and I wanted to be somewhere quieter. And I had a friend living here in Lancaster and I came up here and the rest is history. I'm here. I love the quietness. I love the air smell like horse shit.
Yeah, I know it does.
I love that.
Especially this time of year. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Because
Yeah.
when I first moved up here, I would look up under my shoes every day, and I would go, "What did I step in now? I didn't
Wow.
see anything." But and then this one lady walking by, and she said, "That, my dear, is the air of Lancaster." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." So yeah. But I have an appreciation of that because I know it's organic and leads me to the farming, and that's how we get our food up here. So it's like, it links, everything
Yeah.
links, and that's why I like it here.
You're very much attuned to life and the cycle, and like when I walked in here this morning, you just told me, I just explained how I had a rough
Had a
night's
day.
sleep,
Yeah.
it's springtime, a lot of concerts coming up, blah, blah, blah. And you said, it's a beautiful day.
It is, yes.
And you've worked with a lot of kids since
Yes.
you've gotten here.
Yes, I'm a child advocate, and that's even within Liberia, which stems from my mother.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about Liberia too.
Yeah, linking the child advocate with Liberia, my mother started this NGO called National Concerned Youth of Liberia, and she first started that when the war was ending because there were so many child soldiers and they were going around carrying guns, harming themselves, accidentally shooting themselves.
Wow.
So there was a campaign that started to help end child soldiers. So my mother's organization was one of those NGOs that helped to start to confiscate the guns from the children and try to put them back in school, get them off the streets. And then it grew into child labor because that's a huge issue too. And then it grew into human trafficking and child kidnapping. So it's a small little organization, but my assistant, his name is Masale. Shout out to Masale. Masale Lamy. He works for my mother. He's been working for my mother ever since, and he's been helping me to run this organization still. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to run this organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
Masale.
Masale. Yeah.
Beautiful. So this organization is going on today,
It's going on today.
and so all these issues we're dealing with today.
It's still today. It's still happening today. What I do is when I go back, we go to the office. We have a little head office, which to this day my mother's picture is still there. My aunt's picture. It's a family business, and we have meetings. I sometimes go in the field with Masale and the group in the back of the truck, and we go to these different heavy, dense market areas where there's a lot of children selling with the baskets on top of their heads. So we confiscate these baskets and hold them until the parent comes. And when the parent comes, I help to counsel the parent to make the parent understand that his child or her child should be in school instead of out selling.
Right.
So it's that kind of a work, and it's very sad work. It's hard work. Over the years, you have to learn how to build that wall so it doesn't come into your heart to start affecting you.
I am
you
sure.
know? So
I have a question before, because I want to get to your childhood too.
Yeah.
When you were in Liberia,
Yeah.
if you're okay with that.
sure, not a problem.
But before that, so the work that you do with this organization, how does your creative work and your artistry tie in to the work that you're doing?
I
with that organization?
encourage them to generate funds by making art, because everybody's suffering for money. Donations not coming in like it should. When the kids come in there, do some art with them. Make some beads. So it's like when I'm there, I teach them to get that mindset to making something. Let's sit and let's make something together. And then trigger that mindset. See how beautiful this is? You could do this and sell. And we could do some fundraising for the organization. So that's the kind of stuff I do on the creative level. But also outside of that, I talk to other Liberian artists who are making a living by selling. And I look at their products, and sometimes I try to help switch their minds and think out of the box, to not have the same old thing over and over, where you're the tourist gonna come and see a pile of millions of elephants. Just these, how many elephants can you get? So I try to get their mind switched to not follow what the tourists are buying, but make something different from your heart, something different that will be a unique experience for the tourist to see, that will make that tourist even want to go deeper to see your work.
So many times we're inside of our psyche, we feel like, oh, we've got to create something that person wants.
Yeah.
Rather than what is within.
I don't operate like that.
You should.
And that's why I don't follow the norm. I make what I want to make inside. And what I make and bring out, if you come and you see it and it does something for you,
Yeah.
then hey, I know I've done something. But I'm not going to make it for you unless I'm feeling it. Like I made a violin in your own,
yes.
you know? But that was a visual psychic. I saw it and I felt it. And it was like your story was based around that violin. So it was a part of my artistic vision that I wanted to bring out.
Yeah. And
Which
I
you
have
fell
that
in love with.
What's that?
I said, which you fell in love with.
Yeah, and I have that violin hanging
Yes.
in my studio. That's the violin.
Yeah, that's the way I create.
Now, speaking of which, this
Yes.
happens to be one of your.
This
works.
is
Would you
one
like
of
to tell
my,
us about
this
it?
is from my heart, because if you can see on my shoes, peace and love. That's what I'm about. When I
I'm
step,
just going to go here with the camera. This is a. Let's see. It's going down. There are Gerri's shoes.
yep, peace and love, or love and peace.
Yes.
Because every step I make in life, for my own self again, I step for love and I step for peace, for humanity.
Yes.
So it's very important to me, those symbols.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, and within
Love
the
and
peace
peace.
and love, the colors represent us. If you really look in it, you'll see circles and you'll see squares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Circles and squares are what we call African Adinkara symbols. Adinkara. They come from Ghana, West Africa. The circles represent the female and the square represents the male. I use that a lot in my creations because that's how we manifest in the world, male and female. You might have a female to female partnership, male to male partnership, female to male partnership. But the bottom line is we're males and females, and we manifest.
And we roll in the feminine and the masculine.
We all got it inside of us.
It's all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have feminine in you, you have masculine
Yes.
in you. I have it in me too. It depends on what manifests out the strongest within us. That's what I believe.
This is beautiful, and I do have an intention to go around your studio before we end our interview today. So we'll take a look at that. That's beautiful. So let's go back because I'm interested in what planted the seed, musical. Is it in your family?
Yeah.
You're a
Dundun drummer.
Dundun drummer from Liberia.
Yeah.
Female Dundun drummer.
Yeah.
And so I want to hear about that. And I also want to hear about what kind of an environment were you in as in your childhood that fostered this?
First of all, I always knew I was art. It was something, I guess it was a gift and the music from Almighty. I come from a family full of musicians. And as a young child, I always watched. And then I happened to be on boarding school one day. And I would hear the village people, I would always listen to their harmonies and their rhythms.
Yeah.
So I would start mimicking that with my hands, just drumming. And I just used my hands and drummed on anything I saw, whether it was a dresser table, whether it was a box. So it started that way. And then I got involved in something called the Cultural Troupe of Liberia. We used to go every so often to learn different African rhythms and dances. So I remember...
If I may ask, how old were you at this time?
I would say I was about 12, 13 years old.
12, 13.
Yes. And my first experience, we were all there. They were teaching us the African dance. You're a female. You have to do the dance first and then do the shake. I had to shake a rock. I didn't want to do the shake. I saw the dunes. I saw the stick. I was like, man, I want those. So I walked and I picked it up and I started beating it. Just started beating it. They're like, no, that's only men can play that. I'm like, I want to play that. But I had to follow what the elders say. So I had to do the dance. You have to do the dance first before you can learn the drumming, because the dance and the drumming go together. It's like when I'm drumming, I have to look at your feet work, or your footwork, and my drumming has to match whatever it is you're doing. So I had to learn all of that later.
And by tradition, the females do
Right.
the dance and the males do the drum.
Yes. Especially
But you were
the
out to
dudes.
break that.
Yeah. It was in me, and I'm a fighter. I always knew I was a fighter, but I would fight very sneakily. I wouldn't make it known. So I used to sneak. Every time we were there, I would go in the corner, sneak and play the dunes, drop the sticks, and then go and learn the dance. And it never left me. It never left me. It just, when I came here to America, it was still in me, but I had to suppress it because I had to survive. So I suppressed my artistic skills and my musical skills. I grew up in my father's household, jazz.
Jazz?
Yeah, my father.
What kind of jazz influence?
Oh man, from Coltrane to Ferguson, Miles, you name it, we played it.
And any female influences?
Nina would come to my house, my father's house. Yeah.
Nina Simone would come to your house?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, that was fun times. I remember.
Can you give me a little context?
Well, my dad used to have these parties. His birthday was December the 22nd.
Oh, wow.
Which was around the holidays. So every December the 22nd, it was a big thing in our household. He would start preparing, painting, because all these guests would come for a 3-day party. And barbecuing outdoors, music's playing, blasting to the end of the block.
I bet you had some really good hot sauce on that barbecue.
Oh, man. I want to say hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and as kids, we would just watch all of this in the background.
And so, Nina,
Yeah. How I knew it was Nina,
she'd come over?
she'd come over, yeah. And how I knew it was her because of, at that time, I didn't know who she was. I was young. But as I got older, I was like, whoa, she Dad's friends. I have a autographed photograph of her that she gave my father before she passed, and he passed. And yeah, I'm lucky to have that.
Yeah.
Hugh Masekela, he
Wow.
would come. My parents were first in music, and it was in our house.
Yeah.
I would go through my dad's LPs and sneak and go through them
Yeah.
and play them and listen to them and try to put it back the way he left it. Of course, I'd get caught, but don't do that again. I'll still do it. Yeah, it's just grew in me.
Yeah.
And then when I came here to America, I had to suppress it.
You did.
I had to suppress the art and the music because I had to survive.
Tell me
Going to
about
school.
that.
Yeah, I came in on the student exchange.
Right.
And a couple of years into the student exchange program, graduated, came back to college. A couple of years into the college is when we had the war. So I had to make that tough decision. Do I quit school and go to work and pay my rent? I'm on a student visa, that would be illegal.
Right.
So I had all of that running through me. So I had to weigh, which was the most important for me at that time. Was like, okay, my parents paid my rent. All I had to do was go to school. But that couldn't happen. My school fee wasn't paid. I was getting kicked out of school, my college fees. So it's like, all right, you get kicked out of college, but you need somewhere to stay. So I had to go to work. And I worked, my first job was a graveyard shift.
Oh, really?
I cried going to work, but
Wow.
I did it. I paid my rent. That's how I paid my rent.
So you were not maybe suppressing your artistic ventures because of cultural aspects?
I suppressed it to survive.
To survive.
Yeah, I had to pay that rent.
You had to pay that rent.
Rent, yeah. And
The
so
arts were not going to happen.
I
We're
didn't
not
have
gonna-
that confidence like that. First of all, growing up, it wasn't encouraged. I always knew I was an artist at heart, but African parents want their kids to grow up to go to be a doctor or a lawyer or this or that.
Yeah.
All of that I suppressed. And I always had a burning feeling inside of me, but I had to survive first. And then one day, at a later age in my life, it was like, I made up the mind, go back and get your degree. That's what you came here for. And I went, oh, well, I'm too old. all the excuses. And my mother always told me, which I always held on to, you're never too old to learn. You can learn until the day you die.
Yes.
And I held on to that. And I promised myself first that I was going to go back. So at 50 years of age, I went back and graduated from Millersville
Yeah.
University.
Oh, great.
And I unleashed the beast in me
Yes.
that was suppressed. And
Wow.
owning my own gallery was also a dream of mine, and that all came true.
And you're marking your 10-year
Yeah.
anniversary here
Yeah.
at PAVAA
Yeah.
Gallery
Private Gallery, 10
in
years.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Now there's a significance about it being the only African
Yeah,
gallery.
I think there were a few,
And
but I don't know what happened, but I know we're it from what I'm told.
Here
That-
in Lancaster?
Yeah, here in Lancaster. We're it. And
which has a pretty vibrant community.
it does.
Art-
It does. We are off grid. Our gallery is off grid. We're not on Gallery Road. This is where I can afford.
It's a beautiful place. I'm going to do a little pan around. Maybe
Everything
you
in
can-
here comes from, I believe in recycling. That's my
Yes.
way of helping to clean Mother Earth. So everything in here is refurbished stuff that I got from the streets or somebody dropped off and can you use this? And I'm like, oh, let me see.
I know with Music for Everyone, the organization that I work with, and you've helped and you were
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
I've
board.
built
and you've
sculpture
been-
for them,
Yeah,
and-
and you've been on their board, I
Yes,
think. And
yes.
You've done quite a lot for the music community here. And the sculptures are a lot of times out of old
Yeah.
piano
Yeah.
hammers. and
I remember I
stuff.
took a sledgehammer to the piano
Woo!
at Lancaster Waste Management. I took that sledgehammer. I was like, I'm busting you apart. To get something new, you got to break down the old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to break the old.
Get something new,
To
you
get
gotta
something
break
new.
down the old.
And it's almost like Sankofa. Have you ever heard of Sankofa?
I have.
In order to keep going ahead, you have to go back to that past, unravel those ugliness,
Yeah.
fix it
Yeah.
to move ahead smoothly.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a way of life. Going back to the past, a lot of people don't like that. They're like, oh, they tell me, oh, the past is the past, it's done. And but meanwhile, you're having a hard time moving forward.
Exactly.
So some people don't get it, some people get it.
Yeah.
And this is why we're here at PAVAA Gallery.
So now you've been here for 10 years in PAVAA, and I've known you for longer than that. Because I
Right.
remember when you moved in, I probably met you back in probably around 2014, 2013.
Something like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And we've been playing together,
Yeah.
violin and dundun.
Yeah,
With the
we've
thumb.
been doing some
But
abstract
we
stuff.
do vibe.
Yes,
vibe.
we do. Yes,
And
we
I
do.
feed off of your energy. And one of the unique aspects of your artistry that has come to fruition of late is what would you call it, beat art?
Drumbeat art.
Drumbeats
yeah,
art.
Yeah.
Is this a unique thing? And I'd like for you to go into
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me about that. Drumbeats art is something that I've battled with over the years doing art. Every time I hear music, I see colors. When I'm painting, I hear beats.
There's a special name for that, seeing colors and music.
Yeah, I
think
forget the
those-
name of
I think
it.
it begins with a K.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what it is, but we're not going to.
Yeah. And over the years, since I had the gallery and producing work and doing music, it's like it wore me out. Paintings, I would cut paintings and go do a beat I heard. And then from the beat I heard, I'll see a color, go put that color back into the painting. It's like just going back, and it wore me. I would be up all night trying to work it. And then one day, I was so worn out, and I looked at it. I'm hearing the music playing. I'm looking at the colors. I'm seeing all the colors, and I'm slashing. I'm like, you know what? This has got to stop. And I'm talking to myself. you
Yes.
know? I said, you got to find a way to blend these two together. You can't keep doing that. So you're wearing yourself out. Because my love for both of them were on the same level. It wasn't one love for one more than the other. I wish it was that way. Unfortunately not. I said, you can do it. You can figure out a way. And then I started getting these little visions, you know, do it on your drums. I'm like, yeah, how am I going to do that on my drums? Put a piece of cloth or put it on paper. Yeah. So I put paper over my drum. My head got mixed up because the paint went through the paper. I was like, no, you're going to have messed up drum heads. Then I thought about it. I'm like, why not? Doesn't it produce the same sound? So then the other idea came to me, take an old piece of cloth, put it over it, see how that works. So I put a cover over the drum, put a plastic cover over the drum, put an old piece of cloth over the drum, and then I took my sticks and dipped it in the paint, with my music and my mixes playing. And the first one I did, a face came out. It just an actual face. I didn't even know what I was doing.
The first one's not hanging here.
It is right back here.
Oh, okay. We'll have to
show
take a
it
look.
yeah.
We'll have to go around a little
Yeah.
bit, look at the Drumbeats art.
And I got it, and it was like, whoa. I was in a whole other world. It was only my world, and I was loving it.
So you were totally, at this stage of your career, you're totally branching out into something new.
Yeah.
Combining.
I had to work on it. I had to get better with the craft.
That's an inspiration to all of us who want to do something at a certain stage in our
Yeah,
lives.
I'm
Combine.
heavily into originality, and I felt what I had going on was very original, and I felt it was one of a kind, and it almost looked like you were looking at a live musical graph, because you're hearing the music and you're seeing these colors going with the music.
It's true. The vibrations
Yeah,
are really...
and on the drums, and I'm hitting and paint splashing.
And you do this. Not you do this also. You open it up to the public. I mean,
Yes, I
that's
open it up to the public, and it's also audience interaction, participation,
Yeah.
where you get to paint with your feet. You step in paint. I guide you along, and
And
Next thing
you
you look,
have
it
your
comes
studio open, isn't it almost like every Saturday?
every Saturday.
And
Every Saturday.
people are welcome.
People are welcome. There's always music playing.
Yeah.
My mics are always hot. If say you want to do something and you've never, and I don't know, you're a little nervous. People have come in PAVAA Gallery and tell me, I never spoke any on a microphone before, but I love to say something, a few words that I wrote, even if it's just writing. There's a lot of spoken word poetry going on, but I have writers who come and want to just do readings.
This is like a safe space that
Yeah,
you create. And you don't charge admission or anything.
No,
This is open.
We have a little donation jar. We have wine. You just drop us. All we ask is drop us a donation so we can pay the light bills. And stuff. It's somewhere where you can come and learn and just gel. As far as music, there's always a musician walking through.
Yeah. I come on in and I break out my axe and you've got the DJ.
Yep.
Your DJ.
Dumas. And then you got Tito.
Of course.
And you got Coco. She hits the vocals.
Yeah.
I'm on the dunes, and you come in with the violin, and we make music and do art right there, all in one together.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to have you over where we do the dancing part, the audience
I was
dancing.
there for one of those.
Okay.
I was there for one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I have socks. You put on these socks, and you get to step on the canvas.
Some people didn't have the socks on.
Yeah, some people step in that wrong thing.
It was getting a little messy that night. Yeah.
Yeah, it can get a little messy. But I use paint that you can wash off, washable. And then I go back in and bring stuff I see in it, and I bring it back out.
Let's do a little tour.
Sure, let's do that. I want to bring you to the first drumbeat art painting.
I'm going to try to be very gentle with the way I pick this up. There's a nice courtyard in the back there.
So this is the first one. If you can look here, you see the profile of the face. The forehead, the nose, the mouth.
That's what started it
That's
all.
what started it.
Wow.
And I did that with no thought process. I just did it. That's all music and mind.
Wow.
And drumsticks. Yeah.
I notice I have the setting on this video at Jazz Club.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means.
And then I'm going to walk
It's a
you
little
over
dark.
here to this one. And this is the audience participation one right
Which
there.
one? Oh.
Straight ahead of you there. I call that chemistry. So
Wait, this artwork that I'm passing by, I can't help but, I just want to take a detour.
Sure.
Go down there. What's that all about?
Oh, this is Guinness. This is going outdoors. This is all the Guinness we've drank up in PAVAA Gallery.
I love that. That is great.
And this is the audience participation one. This is where everybody danced. All those different, you see the footprints.
Yes.
And then I went back in and I saw these two people. That's what came out of that.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
I love the one work of art that we have on our bedroom wall, with Crying for the World.
Crying for the World. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. Thank you so much. And this is my latest piece here. I call it Thankful. This
Tell
has
us a
to
little
do
bit about.
with,
Wow, that has a lot of depth to it.
yes, this is a very special piece for me. It's like tradition follows you no matter what part of the world you live in. So the brick wall represents the Western world.
Yeah, I want to make sure we can keep this.
So this young fella, young lady, whoever is in the Western world, but raised proud parents, proud of his tradition. So he's eating his traditional, or she, fufu, and got his traditional clothes on, but living in the Western world, which is like all of us.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
A lot of symbolism in there.
And that's my own hair.
Oh, wow. I don't think we'll be able to catch that on this video. But it's incredible.
Thank you.
Okay, now, we don't have to go around to all of them, because we'd be here all day.
Yeah.
But,
This one is called Afrofuturism.
what's this one?
Afrofuturism is basically a representation of all African music, African masks, tribalisms. It's abstract. Afrofuturism.
This is another drum arts piece.
Yeah, this is a drum art piece. This was all drumsticks.
Wow, that's incredible. The symmetry there.
All
And
drumsticks.
the person in the middle.
Yes, and that's what I saw when I went back in. It's like, oh, I'm seeing somebody doing
Yes.
this. So I brought that out.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very powerful. So this is PAVAA Gallery.
Papa Gallery. And this is where we do all the entertainment. Like when you guys
Yeah.
come in to perform, this is the space right here.
Beautiful. Dunduns
Dunes are right back
There they
there,
are.
covered up
covered up. Yeah.
for their next performance. This is those are antique African masks and with my paintings on them. This is a sculpture piece that we're housing for another artist. Her name is Mary Lou Hauser tonight.
Beautiful.
This is a beautiful water piece.
Representing from Lancaster?
Yes, from Lancaster. Yes. Now, of course, this is the famous MFE.
Yes, I
music
recognize
one.
that. That's on the Songs for Justice.
Yes.
Yes, that's great. And we're going to be releasing a Songs for Justice. We're going to be recording one soon with the music of Francis Wong.
Nice.
Another Music Un-Tuxed guest
Nice.
who's coming to Lancaster in a
Awesome.
couple weeks.
Awesome.
Yes.
And the wall behind you is my African representation in honor of the African masks and legends.
Wow. Let's go on over and sit back down.
All right.
And this has been an incredible tour
Thank you.
of your studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to head on over.
All right.
Then there's some cards for sale.
Yep,
here.
greeting
How
cards.
again?
I have prints
We
here.
have some of those cards. I know.
Various prints
Yeah.
here.
I'm sure this has been a dream come true for you.
Yes, it has been.
You have a nice little courtyard outside.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just work and hang out and grill and
Yes. Have some of that wonderful. What is it? The root.
the roots. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We have the roots. People come in and there's a game we normally play too. It's called Ludo. It's a Liberian African game and checkers. We have discussions, talk about life, inspire. We do a lot of that here. And people just walk through and I've never been here. They're coming from the train station. They see the door. Can I come in? And sure, come on in. And they come in and next thing you look is, I call it the round table discussion. Because we sit to the round table and things come out.
Things happen.
When we do stuff, it's powerful.
Thank you for being a guest.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Look forward to our next performance.
Yes,
And being here at
yes.
PAVAA Gallery. I think we have an
Yes.
event here coming up.
Every
always.
Saturday there's an event.
Every Saturday.
We make it an event.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Every Saturday.